David Shapiro, Deputy Chairman of Sasfin Securities, joins me now to break down those numbers. David, many thanks for your time this afternoon. I mean, people will have just seen it was read across most of the board. I think for the JSE, one of the big contributors to those movements are those persistent fears, I guess, on that inflation outlook.
Yeah, and it's gathering momentum today. And at the moment, we're going through a bit of an energy crisis, which is triggered by huge increases in gas prices, particularly in Europe. But the good news is that President Putin has come to the aid of the Europeans and has promised to supply them gas. So the gas price, which went up around about 20% earlier this morning, has come down now about 7%. The last time I looked, so a massive reversal and a little bit of confidence coming into the market that gas will be addressed, particularly as we go into winter. And energy prices filter through to an economy and generally are very inflationary. So the market's jittery. But if you want me to go through the rest of the wall of worry, I can give you a whole laundry list of other things to worry about besides gas prices. And that's what's leading to all the red that we're seeing on the screens.
Right. I mean, we don't have time for that entire list, David, but thanks for that. I actually wanted to touch on one more thing about this whole Putin issue. He had initially blamed the energy crisis on Europe because they were terminating long-term contracts. So it was said that Moscow was withholding gas on purpose.
Well, it appears so, the fact that he can actually release it now. This is all very political, and I think we all understood that it was politics. So I think that pressure's been put on him for whatever reason. The requests have been made, and now he's the nice guy who's going to actually release gas. So it does show you, and I think Europeans now are very conscious of being reliant on the Russians for gas. I think that was America's big concern, that that they were reliant on him, and therefore it would make it very difficult to put pressure on the Russians.
Right, let's take it to the US. Jobs numbers coming out today. Your view on them? They were a solid set of numbers. Talk us through some of the salient parts of that.
Well, on Friday we have the official US numbers, and if it's a very good number, then it's going to, according to Powell, trigger the first, the first tranche of powering back on bond purchases. So I think it's a very important number, and we are going to see a big number. Why? The ADP number, which is a private payrolls number, came out very strong, and as expected, lots of jobs in the hospitality sector. And we expected that to happen as schools went back and people went back to work, because there's a huge number of positions open in the hospitality leisure sector. And I think it's a very good sign. I'm surprised that US markets haven't responded more positively to it. They're still being dragged down by worries about inflation, particularly on the fuel side. But I think that if we get a very good number on Friday, I think you could see a recovery in equity markets and people feeling better about where growth is heading in the US.
Let's bring it back home and let's speak about some company news very briefly, David. Massmart, they're announcing that they finalized their purchasing of one cart. I mean, they're a little bit late to this online party, but hopefully they'll be able to catch up to the others.
I actually thought they were going to get rid of their food. I thought they weren't going to even go into that area and focus on where they were originally, which, just general goods. But You're dead right. I think Checkers have led the way, Woolworths have led the way, and if they are going to participate, if you are going to sell any kind of food stuff, whether it's fresh or processed, you have to have an online delivery service. So I think you're right. It's a first step. It's not a big purchase, and generally online sales are maybe 3-4% of retail sales. But I think every business has to have a strategy and has to have a very vibrant strategy and modern strategy, and so I think it's important that they've gone into this. This is part of the turnaround that Walmart are trying to push in Massmart. It's been a laggard for so long, so hopefully we'll see some bright news coming out of the company soon.
That's right. David Shapiro, as always, many thanks for your time this evening.